6:50 on this Sunday morning, which for many areas is starting out comfortably cool with a partly cloudy sky. We mostly have 60s at lower elevations and 50s up high. One of the things we're tracking today is the potential for some heavy rain, and StormTracker through midnight Tuesday morning shows a couple of bullseyes. Maybe across east central Colorado, parts of the Pikes Peak region, the mountains south and west of Pueblo. Doesn't mean there couldn't be heavy rain elsewhere, but those are areas where we'll probably have to be real careful about watching some of these storms and the potential for some very heavy rain. Now that's going to be a little while yet. We're nice and quiet this morning. 64 degrees in Falcon. The wind is very light out of the east right now. We have a partly cloudy sky. Parkview Medical Center in Pueblo, a comfortable 68. Shouldn't have to worry about triple-digit heat today. Glad to be able to report that to you. I know it's been a little oppressive lately. Skycast shows that by lunchtime, the first showers may begin popping up over the mountains. We've already had a couple of them out across the far eastern plains this morning, so this wouldn't be surprising. Bottom line is they should get going a little bit more quickly today than they did yesterday. And notice at 4 o'clock, Skycast has numerous showers and thunderstorms spreading off the Front Range and headed east. Also notice we have a lot of yellows and oranges on the map. This is a bit more colorful than the same map I showed you yesterday, and it's an indication of the model picking up on that potential for some heavier rain. And with all that considered, cooler as well with 80s and 90s across much of eastern Colorado. 70s and 80s should do it over the Pikes Peak region and for the mountains and mountain valleys. We expect lower to middle 90s right along the Arkansas River Valley, so we're not looking for that triple-digit stuff today. Higher terrain south and west of Pueblo, generally in the 80s. I think the higher terrain will probably have a better chance for heavier rain in the southern part of the state than maybe the plains along I-25. But in the Pikes Peak region, some of our mountain areas in the Palmer Divide would look likely to pick up some of those heavier bursts. Look for highs to be in the 70s and 80s. And should one of these heavier storms track over one of the burn scars, we could even have some potential for some flash flooding. We also have a threat for a little bit of severe weather today. I don't think it's a great threat. We'll go with marginal conditions. But there could be a stronger storm or two capable of maybe some decent-sized hail or some very gusty wind for a short time as they track east. And they will do that this evening. Notice, by the way, a pretty large area of what should be heavy rain moving towards the Kansas state line as the sun sets tonight, and then finally overnight moving off into Kansas. So it could be an interesting day on the thunderstorm front. We'll be tracking that closely for you. Temperatures don't look to change very much early next week, but I do think our chances for heavy rain will start to decrease with just some spotty weaker storms. Wednesday looks mostly dry, then we'll ramp up the water in the air again, and maybe by Friday be having the same conversation about some heavier rain. Pueblo, also looking like today and Friday are your best chances for heavy rain, mostly 90s during the day, 60s overnight. Similar situation for Canyon City with upper 80s to lower 90s for daytime highs and 60s for lows. Again, Wednesday looking like the driest day right now. And mountain areas should generally stay in the 70s for highs, lows in the 50s. Maybe a little better chance on days other than Sunday and Friday to pick up some heavier rain over the mountains. That's not unusual with the monsoon flow in place. But I still think today and Friday are the most interesting days that we get to look at for the next 7.
Most interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys will have your hands full in the Weather Center.
Looks that way.
Per usual. All right, Marty. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.